Good morning or evening, friends. Hope everybody is doing just fine. This is JP with Wise Guys Gaming. We are going to take a look at the newbie, one of the three newbies, Mr. Robocop. Hi, Robocop. How you doing? Robocop is my least favorite of the three new guys, or at least when he first came out, he's my least favorite. I'm not sure 100% now. It's a tie between him and Fujin. I don't dislike Fujin. I just got to get some more playtime so I can really understand. We're going to talk about Robocop, and what we're really going to talk about is going to be one of the faster ones. I'm not going to go super in-depth on it. But one of the things we really want to take a look at is just a couple of tips to help get better. So without further ado, we go into the Robocop. Okay, so this has us into OCP's finest variation. That's his first variation, but before we get too deep in that, we just want to talk about some of the basics. A couple of the basics you're really going to want to know. This right here is one of his hardest hitting basics, just standing 4. It's really nice. It is a high though, you got to keep that in mind. Also, that right there, back 2 is also a high, but you do get that knockdown, or that bounce up, pop up. And it's neat to note that if you forward dash after it, you're usually going to swap sides. And you can combo after it. Even if you forward dash, you can still combo after it. So, you have options there. Uppercut's still good, it's still uppercut. Doesn't have a whole lot of range on it, but it's pretty good. Like that spike at the top there. That's a sweep. It's got a pretty good distance to it, now that I think about it. That's a pretty good distance. 2 hits though, 70 damage, it's not bad. One of the things I like is his down 4. Also pretty good range. And keen to note that it is cancelable. You may not be able to combo it, at least in this variation, but you can set a lot of stuff up with just this. Or you could do, well, whoops. Why isn't it working? I'm not doing it. There it goes. You can set stuff up that way. Down 3 is also cancelable. So you get that. Look at that. I think this one is better for that though. No, about the same. But it is cancelable. Doesn't have quite as much range, but the little spikes on the bottom of his shoe do help. Is there anything else on this one that's really important? I'm sure there is, I'm just forgetting it. Something has a crushing blow. What was it? I want to say something other than just the uppercut. It may have just been the uppercut though. I may be thinking of the special moves. Yeah, okay. Sure. Let me do easy crushing blow while we're here. We'll talk about those as we get to them. And one more thing. Hope everybody's doing alright. It's been a fun day. I didn't have to go to work today, but I have to work this weekend, so there we go. On Pentecost Sunday, too. Controller needs to chill. Okay, so we get into the strings. Now, one of the things I want to talk about with the strings is noting that this guy's a mid-machine. He is a mid-machine. So the easiest string that you're going to be using is 1-2-1. It's relatively fast. It starts with a high, which sucks. But what's super important about it is that it leaves the opponent in a standing state. And what that means is, as does Nightwolf's 1-1-1, you can special cancel it. And it's one of the few things that combos easily into that cannon. That's 20% off of just a basic combo and 1 bar. And because he is a keep away character, that's really important because as you see, we went from start right next to each other to literally full screen. And now we have all these keep away options we can work with. And there's nothing you can do about it. good to keep the 1-1-2. 1-2-1. You also have the option of mixing it up and doing 1-2-3, which comes with a low. I was gonna say a sweep, but it's not a sweep necessarily. It's just a low. Boom. It's not bad. Damage-wise, I mean, you'd think you'd want more, but actually, this is high, mid, low. That's pretty sick. Damage-wise, it's not 100% what you want, but it's good to kind of keep the opponent guessing if they're doing a lot of blocking. You can start doing things like that. I don't think he has a good overhead special though, so you're not gonna be able to catch people off guard too much with it, but it is there. We have this nice thing. It starts with a mid, which is cool. It's a pretty good mid. It's a pretty quick mid. He does advance with it, so you get a little pressure. And he follows up with this little grenade. You can shoot it short if you'd like, or you can shoot it far. Whoops. Well, there we go. But you can't really tell. Doesn't actually hit the ground. I haven't found a lot of use for this. What's the damage on it? I'm sure there's a lot of good use. It's one of the higher things. I mean, this is 75 if you do all three, but doing 3 hits lowers the amount of damage you're doing, so there's that. So, I mean, it's fine. Nothing special about it. Stay out of trouble. I use that a lot. Just the 2 slaps at 58 damage. You can finish it off with the low. So again, another high, mid, low. But it is good to be able to catch people in the air with those first 2. 58 damage ain't nothing really. It's not really anything to write home about though. So it's nothing to kill yourself over if you ain't got it. But it's fun to have. And we have, this is one of my favorites. Also 58 damage, but it advances, and as you see, mid. It's kind of like Jackie's. And just like Jackie's, it is also special cancelable and allows you to create space, get in space. You cannot do the cannon though. The cannon comes down a little too slow. But some of the other specials you can do, we'll get to those in a minute. But you can definitely use his advancing gun and his retreating gun. What is it, on patrol or something like that they call it. It also combos into this combo. And it has a third hit that's an overhead that causes a bounce. I think the tutorial said you could combo something into that, but so far I haven't been able to hit it. I might just be tired, but you know, I haven't been able to catch much off of that. But you can. Meterless combo for 16%. Actually, specialist combo for 16%. That's nice. It's good to kind of back up on your opponent. You can keep them guessing what you're going to do. From this range, you got a lot of options. And particularly on wake up, you can catch somebody not paying attention and boom, and now they're back at space and they want to get in, and you got all your options in the world. Also, key to note, mid. So that's one, all right, that's 2 mids actually. This is the first mid, and that's the second. Then we have, was Stay Out of Trouble starts high mid, yeah. Back X. So that's low mid, so they have to deal with that. It's not bad. It comes out pretty quick. And he kind of runs up when he does it. So you can kind of, I'm betting you'll be able to catch people thinking that you're about to sweep or throw. And just, gotcha. Also special cancel after the first hit, of course. Able to combo into all of the specials for this variation. This is more in-depth than I actually plan on getting. Finally, you have the, or not finally, you have the Protect the Innocent and Upload the Law. I was having so much trouble comboing this. I still am. I think I was able to in a different variation. I can't figure it out now. But you can do that, and you can finish it up with some shots. So it's forward 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. That is dial a combo. It's dial a combo, but it's two separate parts of dial a combo. So you have forward 2, 2. That's the first part. Oh no, it's not. So there's only one part that's dial a combo. You got that. It's got forward 3, standing 2, and then you can put them both together. And if you want to add that, you just press 1 3 times afterwards, and you get some shots off. That is also a mid, an advancing mid once again. So he has ways, if you're in trouble and you're trying to get some good space from people, he has ways to kind of play with distance, come in and do some work. Also, very important, the one I like the most is the forward 4-2, which is the pop-up, which is where your combo potential will come from. You can combo almost every string with this. I say almost because I'm not 100% sure it's every string. I'm pretty sure I've hit more than I anticipated. But pretty much every string he's got, you can combo into that. So you have plenty of options. My thing is, if you want to do the fatal blow, one of the things I found best to do the most damage is to do the pop and follow with the kick. So this would be what I've been working on. Just more for swag than anything else. Now get me out of the corner. Whoops. So it's trying to do too much. Dang it. Come on. Clap your hands. I'm not going to be able to get it now. It's too low. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to hit this right now, which sucks, but there it goes. I messed it up. One more time. Oops. Yeah, I'm not going to get it. But either way, even if you don't do the pop-up, you can just do this. I'm not hitting fatal blow right. There we go. I prefer to do just the standing 4. You get better damage that way. It's one of his hardest hitting normals. Really wish I could get that other one to work. One more time. This is how I stay up too late. There we go. I can't tell you how many times I've stayed up late at night thinking, one more time. We'll get this to work. I can do this one more time. I think this is right at 400 damage, I think. No, that's not the one. There's one that's right at 400 damage. I just can't remember it now. Oh well. But that's the basics. That's kind of the thing you're looking for. The cool thing about Robocop as far as his basics go are going to be all these mids. Like, almost everything he does, you got to deal with. That's one of the more powerful things, but that's 95 damage. Let me see. That's 176 damage off of just some basic stuff. But this is a high, so you can miss it a lot. Almost everything else, though, mids. And look at the range. See what I'm saying? This is about, what's that from start? Okay, not quite start, but a step in from start, and you got a combo going. And then once you're, now that we're here, we can talk about some of these specials and this particular variation, what you're going to have are three main things. It does have... Oh, it does. Sweet. Alright, so the first thing you have is this advancing gun. You have this retreating gun. They are basically the same thing. You can just shoot it. It takes about a step. If you want to spin the meter, you can, the defensive bar, you can stop it. Now, it looks weird, but say you're doing a combo. Let's see. Oops. Now all of a sudden we're back in their face. See what I'm saying? Or, whoops. And we're back in the face. And they don't know what they're really doing until you're done. And people expect you to shoot so they know when to block, but if you just cancel out of it, a lot of times that makes them stop. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna cancel, and now I'm back in the fight. So, these are things to think about with that particular ability. You can just shoot it just by pressing the button instead of holding it. You can hold it and walk. It does have a time limit, I guess. Does he walk full screen? Yeah, it's about full screen. I don't like this in that variation. In this variation, you get that particular gunshot. I don't like it. It's my least favorite of it because it's a little slow. Having to take that first step is a little slow. And sometimes you miss out on good damage because he's taking a step. You also do have a command grab in this. It's a striking command grab, I believe. Boom! You can spin the bar on that and walk with it. Or if you want to put him in the corner, you can spin the bar on it. Oops, wrong way. Let me do this. Dadgummit. So if I'm here, I can bring him this way. Or if he's... That's the fatal blow. The crushing blow, I mean. If he's spawned and I don't want him in the corner, just walk him out. That's fine. That's the best thing about this variation. And it is comboable. I feel like Oprah. I don't think you can do that. Well, it is if it's a counter on a roller skate. Maybe you might be able to. I don't know entirely, but... That has an overhead. A crushing blow. That's nice. So yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Kind of makes you feel like Jax. Just a little bit. I'm a big fan of it though. The other special move that you have with this variation is the crowd control cannon, which gets a little explosion. That's the regular shot. You can shoot it close if you'd like, or you can shoot it far away. Does not go full screen. It's about 3/4. If they're at about 3/4 screen, you can light them up. It's pretty quick too. I mean, it's not super fast. Now the thing is, it does not explode on contact. And if you amplify it, you get a trap. You generally want to shoot the trap in front of where they are if they're advancing on you, or behind where they are. You don't really want to shoot it exactly where they are because it will hit and it will roll a little bit. So you kind of want to keep an eye open as to where it will be. Where it was going to hit when it bounces, because it bounces and it rolls. Still might hit, but you don't want to take that risk. Now the stun is actually pretty good. Let's see, so from 3/4 screen, I think that should hit. So let me see if I can just do that. Ooh, can I do that from full screen because it rolls? That's from full screen, ladies and gentlemen. That is a combo from full screen. If they're trying to keep you over there, and you're just kind of playing zone. Once you get that good knockdown, you can absolutely or if you want that big damahe, oh, it didn't work that time. Why didn't it work that time? Oh, okay. Maybe not full screen, but right at full screen. So you have options, is what I'm basically saying. That's what you're looking at with this particular variation. It ain't bad. It's my least favorite of the 3 variations. Mainly because I just don't like the playstyle. All this right here, I'm not a fan of. He does play a lot like Terminator, though. Except Terminator has a much better projectile with his shotgun than Robocop does in this variation. He can move with it, though, so there's that. Let's take a look at the second variation. What is the second variation called? Prime Directive. I think I like Prime Directive. Let's see. All right. So this is Prime Directive and what you get out of this ability tree. I like the low auto a lot more than I like the other one. I think the low auto might be my favorite. It does allow you to get a crushing blow. That's pretty funny. Let me try this. Can I combo after that? Can't combo after it. You can't just shoot him. You can amplify it for more damage. And that allows you to... I'm doing that wrong. That's why I don't like normally playing with a crushing blow off. Easy crushing blow. But I want to do the crushing blows to let you know kind of what they look like. Yeah. It's not a lot of damage, but it does get you full screen. This is a lot faster, and it is a mid attack for 60 damage full screen, but it also ducks. So that means, like, if Liu Kang's throwing his fireball, bow. I go under the fireball, I shoot him. I can come dash up him. He's got a pretty good dash speed. That ain't bad. In addition, you also get one of my favorite maneuvers. Again, not super damaging, but pretty good. Whoops, sorry. The flamethrower. Isn't that nice? Also can be amplified to walk with it just a little bit. Again, not much damage. You're not doing this thinking, oh my gosh, the damage on this. But you do have a lot you can work with. Now, his other special in this variation is one of my favorites. Just because the look is so cool. Instead of getting the cannon that you get that drops from the sky, you just shoot the missile out. And it's pretty quick. Like, it rivals the bullet. It's pretty quick. Now, because it's so quick, people will start to look for it, and you can actually slow it down a little bit at the cost of a meter. You just gotta hold it, and all of a sudden you're doing... And it's 130 damage if you amplify it, so I really like it. This variation is, I think, my second favorite one. I think the other one's my favorite one. But it works well with some of the things he has. Also, you get Riot Shield because you don't have other things. So you have that. And you get the Air Shot. The Air Shot is a base ability. It's not in that the OCP's finest variation. Because instead of Air Shot, you get the walking backwards patrol shot. This you have. So you can do... Let me do this. It's just an upper shot. It's pretty quick though. Where's my dash? Can't get my dash going. Well. And the thing is, you can't hit it with the 4-2-1. Actually, you can. Okay. I don't think you can get the amplified version, though, right? Yeah, takes a second. But if you get this other version, you get the amplified version. So it's good to know that if you get the pop-up from forward 4-2 to get knocked in the air, if you dash up and do forward 3, you can get the air shot and the follow-up for amplifying it. Is that gonna be your best damage though? This is, let's go. Oops. 194. Yeah, it's better damage. So for 1 bar, you get better damage or 3. Into the air shot. That's 50. Oh, yeah, you're going to get that anyway. Anytime you get 4-3. It's hard to hit, though. Yeah. And you have also... And I got the meter off that, too? And keep in mind, a lot of this damage, like, you might think it's a little underpowered because he is better at creating space and playing in space. But keep in mind that a whole lot of this damage is meterless. Meterless combo, not that bad. Oops. 179. So that's not great damage, I guess. Until you add the meter. And then it's like 20% of time. So that's roughly 20%. And if you do it the other way, you are definitely getting 20%. 20% every combo for 1 meter ain't bad. It's a lot of stress though. But that's the thing. It's 20% damage for 1 meter. And space. So now it's 20% damage, and I've got you at this part of the screen, and I can just go ham beast. If I hit you with one of those, it's another 10% damage. These are mid, so we can block your we can go past your high projectiles. What's his name? Noob Cybot. Under your high projectile, plus I get the crushing blow. If you throw the high projectile and I duck it, he's got a lot of options, I'm just saying. And then when he gets in, he's got these things to create space and get you right back there. That's 90 high. Is this mid if I... Yeah, it's still high. Okay. So that's variation 2, the Prime Directive. It's not bad. I like it. I'm pretty sure I really like the throw for the first variation. That's my favorite thing on that. Little striking throw where he hits you with the spike. The second one, I'm a big fan of the change to the gun. And now we can go to On Patrol, which should have had the walking gun, but it doesn't. It's a different one. Weird, right? And we'll take a look at that next. Okay. I remember now. This one is my least favorite. This is my least favorite variation. I don't like it. There's some cool stuff with it we'll get to, but I don't like it. First and foremost, now you have your default gun. The On Patrol gun where you walk forward with the gun is not default. Neither is the one where you squat and take the shot. This is your default gun. Are you ready? Bow. Not bad. It is a high though. And you can shoot 3 high. 3 high. It's not bad. You can do combos with it. So that's important. It does push full screen, so that's it. So you have options. You don't have the cool shoulder missile anymore. You go back to the drop gun, which means you have to do better time. The reason I don't like this more than I like the second variation is because that's a high. That's a high. Which means ducking gets rid of both of those attacks. You have 2 more special attacks in this variation. You do have the air shot though, and that's good. So all your air shot combos still work. Oh, wrong button. You still get all that. Now, this is kind of a trap variation to kind of catch your opponent sleeping and get your damage that way. A lot of damage over time effects. So this is not one, but it's actually kind of cool. It's both mobility and damage, and that's the shield. Or you do get this shield, and if your opponent throws something, it just absorbs it. If they don't throw something, then you get this. That's pretty neat that it's both a absorption for projectile and a parry. I think that's nice. You also get, so Liu Kang's just punching me here, right? So you can do this, give yourself this electric shield, which allows him to take 5 damage every time he touches you. Again, damage over time effects. Then you add, well, let me do this one right quick. It's both mobility and damage. It's a little shield. It is a mid, so they do have to pay attention to it. You can do it off hop. It's pretty cool off hop. It's pretty fast. And again, it's a mid, so they have to deal with it. Also to note that if you either hit it as a counter at max range, or if it breaks armor, because it is an armor breaking attack, so that's very important. But if you do, you get the crushing blow. 250 easy damage. So max range is about here, I think. Yeah, it's about 3/4 string. About 3/4 string. You catch it from there. You crush your opponent. That's pretty cool. You do have this ridiculous shield. The other thing that you get is the cheval trap, whatever. Hang on, I got one on the ground. And it's basically a spike strip. So, rock with me on this one. I'm pretty sure if I got this correctly, it's about 60 damage if they stay in it the entire time. Let's see just to be sure. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Yes, there are 12 ticks of it. That's not great. Especially because, you can shoot it in different places. I think that's important. So that's the close. That's the mid. And if you need it, it goes far. Far is a little under 3/4 string. The more intriguing thing to me is the amplified version, which is this gas. If you just let it hit, you do get that nice little stun. 40 damage unblockable on that. I feel like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. 40 damage on the top. 40 damage. 20, 30. That one's a little harder to gauge. Alright, so it looks like you get 80 damage and the unblockable smoke, and then everything after that becomes 8.5 damage. 10, 20, 30, 40, 40 and the 40 unblockable, and then 8.5, 8.5. So out together, this can deal some pretty good damage. And it causes that stun, which makes your opponent have to deal with. Now all of a sudden you're dealing pretty good damage. But it's a lot of setup, it's a lot of stuff like that I'm just not that guy. And again, I don't even like Robocop like that. So the notion that I don't like him and then I gotta play super duper smart just to set them up, just to do a little extra damage. That being said, I do love Jackie's variation like that, so maybe the playing of this will make things different. But we'll see. And that's just a quick preliminary of Robocop. I'm going to take a deeper look at him and see what I like more and what I don't like more. I don't know that I'll make another video. Even these short ways to do this are a little more in depth. I will say I apologize. I don't have like the Uber combo vid or anything like that. Sorry. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Whoops. That does 50. But this does 70. So we're gonna go and this does 78. Okay. So if you're gonna get this high hit, you want to hit this right here, the forward 4, almost immediately after, so you can get the most out of that launch. All right, so see if that does more or less. I know I did something that was like 400 damage one time, but it was something that was much more simplified. That's 379. We're going backwards because you do get 2 hits there. So let me try this. That's fewer hits. The fact is, Ed, which is the giant machine in the back, Ed causes problems. He does so many hits. There he goes. That's 420. He does so many hits that it lowers the amount of what do you call it? The damage deterioration, whatever they call it, the damage deterioration on it starts to come into effect, so you lose a lot of damage the more hits you start with. But this right here, very simple, 421 damage. Let me try. I can't do that. If that's more or less. I'd imagine it's going to be a little less, maybe 411 damage, something like that. But I don't know to be sure. No, it's going to be a lot less. So the difference between this and this is tremendous. Tremendously less. Like, I think that's the worst part of his Fatal Blow. Is that his Fatal Blow, like however you start it, is going to be a problem. Unless you start it like this. Going for the most damage, this is almost 50%. Just those two. 1, 2, 3. Problem again is this is a high. But let me try this right quick. Because that is really simple. And because it's very simple, I wonder if you can get away with catching your opponent off guard and going through his breakaway. We're going to do fast breakaway because that would be the most devastating, I think. Alright. So. Nope. Okay. Nah, okay. Not going to be able to get that. I mean, you can just do that. That's always an option. But you're not going to get that full extra damage from the kick. Ooh. If they delay their breakaway, does that change it? Probably should have done this beforehand, sorry. Delay. Did he actually break away? Nah, I'm not gonna get it. Yeah. So if they break away, you're not gonna be able to do it. We'll try the late just to see. Because why not, right? Does late mean too late to break away? Is that what that is? I guess you... Well, we don't need to know that. Yeah. There he goes. Still can't get it. So if they break away, you're not going to be able to sneak out with that damage. Oh, one more you, and then we will call it a wrap on this. And that is this crushing blow. If you get a, was it a bad breakaway on a throw? Yeah. If they get if you get a failed throw escape on either a forward or a back throw, or if you get a failed throw escape on the throw before this one, then you get a crushing blow on either your forward or back throw. That's important that it's either your forward or back throw, because now they don't know, they still, even if they know you're going to throw them, they still have to play a 50-50 game of is it front or back. So this is the front one. Both of them do the same amount of damage, like 310. And this is the back one. And that gets you good damage. Still get that too. That's pretty neat. So I mean, like, and if you just, if all you're doing is crushing blows, man. Let me show you. So that's got that. That's 25% damage. That's 30% damage. Almost another 30% damage. You've almost got them killed just for that. And then you can just hit them with the classic. That killed. Let me show one more time. That's got that. Which way am I going? Which way am I going? So you have potential to eat up a life bar just with your crushing blows. He's got a bunch of them he can work out with. So overall, I think he's probably a strong C- to B character. Somewhere between C- and B. I know that's a big jump, but I feel like depending on the person playing him, like Sonic Fox can play a cardboard box as far as this game is concerned. But if you got somebody who's able to set these traps well, kind of keep you guessing, and get those shots off. Because remember, this is going to be better than an uppercut. Uppercut's nice, but you got this, and if they're jumping in, you can probably catch them in the air and then turn around and get the amplified version right there. Custom movement, jump forward. So let me go under you right quick. Thank you. Yeah. And you can get it hecka late too. So all of a sudden you got all these options. You see what I'm saying? Now that doesn't knock them back too far, but it does allow you to get to back up. All of a sudden you're playing a keep away game. You might jump over one of those shells, but you ain't jumping over all three of those shells. See what I mean? You're getting clocked on something. Maybe not from right above you, but then you have the uppercut, and anything that's not the uppercut. But I think the uppercut does more damage though. Definitely than the single shot. That's 140. Uppercut does too much damage, man. I can do this to kill you or to knock you out of the sky. Or I can do this, potentially get a crushing blow and a combo from it. %30 off of that. But otherwise, I can just do this really quick attack and keep you out the sky. I can be super annoying with this. So if you are playing Robocop, I would ask that you not be super annoying with that. Though, that's apparently how he's meant to be played. They wouldn't give him all these tools and be like, don't play him like that. He's really good at staying on one side of the screen. But that's it for Robocop. We're going to take a look probably at Fujin next. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We should have more to come very, very soon. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, say what's up to your boy. Oh, can't wait for Shiva. All right, guys. Peace out.